Okay, I'm sorry if you can't really see me and if you can't really hear me, but I share with my 9-year-old sister because my room is twice the size of every single room in this house. It has its own bathroom and a huge closet, so I really don't mind. The only problem is I have to turn the big light off, keep my voice low when I'm making YouTube videos. So this one I'm going to be discussing my steampunk persona. And first I wanted to say that when I first got into steampunk, I felt like I needed a persona and I wanted a story, and I really wanted to get into it, kind of like making things up. But then, as I started getting out and like this, talking to other steampunkers or people getting into it or interested in it at least, um, nobody likes to share their persona or nobody has one. So it kind of takes some of the magic out of it. Like I like living like this as though I'm a different person. That's part of the reason steampunk was appealing to me. And my friend that got me into steampunk, his name is Devin, and his steampunk name is Victor Graves. So, and he had like him and his daughter got me into it. And his daughter's 14 at the time. She just turned 15, and she's his Promethean. And I guess he created her out of old or out of fresh body parts from a train wreck and brought her back to life. And he gets more into like the paranormal aspect of it, and like really creates a story. And sorry, this is bugging me. And it was really interesting, and I love that. I love like living a fantasy kind of life, you know. And so I created my persona, and her name is Wilhelmina Ophelia Kaiser, but she's better known as Mina. I wanted her to be like a gypsy, kind of in a way. And sorry if people are taking the term gypsy in a negative way, because I know a lot of people in my community, my spiritual community, were calling themselves gypsies and got hurt over it because they're like, that is not the correct term for these people. Blah blah blah. I don't care right now. I just want to have fun. I'm not meaning any harmful things. Anyway, I don't feel like I shouldn't have really said that. Anyway, um, uh, but when I meet people, they don't talk about their persona. Back to that. So when I first talk to somebody, like I'll go, I first to Chrononaut the first time. It's like a steampunk themed nightclub kind of thing. That happens once a month here in San Diego. And when I meet people, I wasn't sure if to say, "Hey, I'm Karina," because Karina is my real name, or if I would say, "Hi, I'm Mina." They sound the same, but it doesn't matter. Or say, I'm Wilhelmina Ophelia Kaiser, or really get into it. And I've also considered talking with an accent. My persona is her mother's a German Jew, and her father was Romanian who went over to Germany. But her parents died when she was 16, so then she went off and traveled the world. So I was kind of like working on a different accent for her, but kind of felt silly when nobody else is doing it. My friend Devin, when we went to Chrononaut, he pulled off his accent, and it kind of made me uncomfortable because nobody else was getting into it like he was, and I kind of felt bad, like I should be getting into it too, making it fun. But anyway, I'm going to be talking about my persona now, despite but tell me if you have a persona. Do you tell people your name, or do you have a backstory? Do you have like a full history that you give people, or do you just make up a name, or do you give your real name? I want to know what other people are doing. I don't want to go to steampunk events and tell them I'm somebody, and then when they see me on the street or something, maybe later because it's a local event, they're like, Mina! And I'm like, oh, my real name is Karina. And they're like, oh, why did you tell me your name was Mina? And they get confused or whatnot. Like on my, I have a profile page just for Mina on Facebook. And I have a lot of people talking to me in German or saying, wow, it's really interesting. You're from Leipzig. And I'm like, no, my persona is from Leipzig. I can't, it says on my persona I'm born in 1860s. So obviously this is for something other than my real profile, but whatever. So sorry I keep cutting off. I have to stop a lot because the cats, and then also I was checking something on here. And I'm not good at video editing, so my transitions are really messy. Please forgive me. But okay, so my persona is born in the 1860s. She doesn't really say when she was born exactly. I can't decide if I want it to be like she wasn't sure when she was born, or if she likes to give a little bit of information, but I always keep a little bit back to hold like some mystery to her, because I kind of feel like as like a gypsy kind of traveler that she should have a bit of mystery and have some secrets. And also, when I mean as apothecary at my Etsy store, I always write each curio that I sell. I always write it as if it's from a travel or from my traveling, or it's from some friendship or something that I don't really go into detail about. I'll just say my dear friend, or my friend or an acquaintance from wherever the item is from. Um, but so she was born in Leipzig, and her mother was a German Jew, And her father was Romanian. He doesn't specify really what faith he is of anything or anything. And also the mother, who's Jewish, she practices like sort of folk magic as well with her Jewish practices. And I got the idea originally from this one woman who called herself a Jew witch, and she was talking about incorporating Judaism with her other spiritual beliefs together. And she called herself a Jew witch. And I thought it was awesome, so I'm kind of stealing that a little bit. And well, anyway, her father, when he's moving into like the Jewish quarter of Leipzig, and I didn't like actually research and see if there was a Jewish quarter in Leipzig, because I'm trying to play in this fantasy thing. But he changes his last name to Kaiser because he wants to have a German name. So we're not really sure what Wilhelmina's real last name is, or her parents' real names are, because she doesn't really reveal any of that. And then I also say in my persona that I've married a few times and never divorced anybody, but there weren't any children, so they don't miss me much. And in real life, I'm not very like adventurous or going or anything. So I wanted my persona to really be like wild and crazy and whatnot. But she's actually very quiet and kind of just like I want her to be more mysterious and whatnot, but have this history, this rich history, and this rich background that when she tells people stories, they're just like amazed by it. And I've always found those characters interesting in like books and movies and whatnot. The one that kind of sits off in the corner, but is like so full of like wisdom and stories and different things that you just are totally completely drawn to them. And it's not like I want people drawn to me, because I get nervous around people. But playing this game, especially online and whatnot, it's not a game, but playing this role um, is opening like something that I would desire to be, like something that maybe in an alternate universe I would be or something. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I hope you understand. A lot of the times I'm not very good at explaining myself because I think in pictures, or so I believe that I think in pictures, and it's hard for me to translate how I'm thinking and feeling for other people. But yeah, if you want to read more about my persona, feel free to add me on Facebook. Wilhelmina Ophelia Kaiser. I'll write the name on here and put the link and everything, so it'll be super easy. But please also watch my welcome video, and I'll explain some things about this YouTube channel that you may want to know. And yeah, thank you for watching.